Hey Dreamers, I'm Bryce, and I don't know what my favorite Metallica song is. Could it be And Justice for All? We're going to use math to find out. Cue the intro.
So give it to me now!
For the best Metallica song! And Justice for All, track 2 from the record called And Justice for All. They have a habit of naming their records after the second song. I know that they didn't do that for Kill 'Em All, but Ride the Lightning, Master of Puppets, it's a habit. Even down to Saint Anger was track 2. So I know that we're gonna fall off that pattern in the next couple records. But even still, kind of an interesting habit. I don't know why that happens, but all I know is that we're gonna review And Justice for All today, and we're gonna use the following categories: lyrics, instrumentation, composition, memorability, and emotional response. Each category is a 0 to 4 scale. Grand total possible points is 20, and we'll see at the end if it has the points it needs to get to the top 10, and I believe it needs about 15 to get there. Before we get into this song, I know I said in the last song that this record gets a lot of hate because of the lack of bass. It also is very, there's a clash between the hardcore fans. Some believe that only the first 3 records are true Metallica, and this was the sellout record. Some believe that the next record was the sellout record. I'm not into any of that stuff. I am a fan of Metallica. Everything they've done in their entire career has some good and some bad, and it's okay to recognize the things that don't work, but what we're trying to do here with this channel is celebrate the band. So as a musician, myself, as a fan, and as just a lover of music, let's go through the whole song and see how well this one stacks up. Also, hit that subscribe button, gosh darn it. I need to get to 1,000 subscribers, and that's your job. I can't get you to do it. You got to press the button. Click subscribe, share it with your friends, comment below as we're going. Let's go. And Justice for All. I got a lot to say on this song. I love this intro. Nice little clean guitar. It's a couple guitars. Might just be doubled. Now we have a high harmony. I am a huge fan of the huge, like the giant emphasis of the toms and then just stopping and not going anywhere. Bah, boom, silence. Right? It just goes into quiet, goes back to that clean part. It's a really cool effect because we all think, oh, bum, 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 the band is here, we're going to go right into the song. No, you get more intro. Another thing I want to point out about this intro is that this is a rare case for Metallica where they have an intro that comes back later in the song. If you look at a lot of the songs they've played so far, up to this point in their discography, I don't know, Fight Fire with Fire, Fade to Black, what else? Even Blackened. You know, a lot of these songs have like a real slow intro, or maybe they have a riff that just never comes back. It just doesn't return. And so this riff sounds like it's just going to be one of those intros, and then we go into a new section of the song, and then they actually come back to it. And I appreciate that, because if you want people to remember your song, you want to give them stuff that comes back later. And I just think that's really cool. So thumbs up for me. Full band. Okay, I love this section here. Okay, first off, got to comment on that. Bum, bum, bum. We're playing the same riff again, but we have the whole band. It sounds cool. This stop part, what I love about it is we're adding to it each time. There's a hit, and then the second time we hear it, it's 2 hits, bum, bum, and then it's 3 hits, bum, bum, bum. It just keeps going. It keeps building. It's really cool. I love when we add stuff like that. I don't know how best to describe that, but by taking one hit and turning it into two and turning it into three, it's a cool way to build. It builds that tension. There's a stop. Wait, what are we waiting for? There's two stops. Wait, something's coming. It's closer. Three stops. Oh no, justice is coming for me. Something like that. I just think that's really cool. We're gonna count this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I just wanted to hear for those hits. Boop-ba-ka, boop-ba-ka. This is something I want to get into with this riff. I think this riff is really intriguing because it changes. It starts one way and it feels like it gradually reverses itself. So there's a ba-ba-ba, ba-na-na-na, ba-ba-ba, ba-na-na-na. So right now, we're starting with the ba-ba-ba, ba-ba-ba, with the hits. But later, when we get to the verse, I believe it's switched. It becomes the second, those hits become the second part of the riff. So really listen to this. See if you can find where the start of the riff is, and then does it flip? And my answer is, let's find out. I also want to point out that the hits, sometimes it's 2, sometimes it's 1. It goes back and forth. 2, 1, 2, 1. So we have a time signature change. Let's count it. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. 4, 1, 2. Yeah. 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think this is where it starts going backwards. Nice double kick. Right here. That's, to me, this is the part, to me, that starts to feel like, oh, the riff starts on this section and the hits are the second part, right? I don't know. There's something about the beginning. It feels like it's ba-ba-ka, ba-ba-ka, da-na-na-na, ba-ba-ba, da-na-na-na, but it's actually da-na-na-na, da-da-da-da-da, da-na-na-na. It's just, it's weird. It shifts. I don't know. I think that's really cool to start off and then kind of gradually twist it around. I don't know. I just think it's magical. I don't know if you're noticing what I'm noticing, but I think it's cool. Verse time. Six, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there's some 6/4, there's some 4/4. We're going back and forth. I don't know the exact count. If you were gonna script this all out in, if you're gonna put it in sheet music, I don't know the exact count. But I know that there's some 6s, there's some 4s, there's maybe a 2. I don't know. It's funky, but the important thing, like I said in the last video with Blackened, they're keeping your head going. Even though we're going 6/4, 4/4, 6/4, 4/4, we're also keeping that eighth note the same. So you bob your head on the eighth notes, and you don't have to worry about counting at all. And that's what makes this song magical. That's what makes a lot of their songs magical. Whenever they have those weird, odd time signatures, they don't feel odd. They feel even because you get to still bob your head. Good job. Is that the 2 again? Halftime feel, fills, back to the straight. Do you all know the rule of threes? It's a writing principle that says something about threes stick with people better. I'm not doing justice to the actual definition, but basically when you do things in threes, it tends to stick better. You have like catchphrases, right? Veni Vidi Vici. Veni Vidi Vici. We have live, laugh, love, hope, pray, and I don't know what all but think about it. Think of some catchphrases. There's a lot of threes. It even goes into characters. The Three Musketeers, the Three Blind Mice, the Three Billy Goats Gruff, the Three Bears, right? Three is a number that keeps coming at us from a lot of different directions, and they're using the rule of three in an interesting way. Their chorus, like, oh gosh, you're all gonna. I'm blanking right now. I'm blanking because I'm thinking of a lot of things at once. But basically, they're doing kind of a section that's this long, and then they're doing the second section is halved, and then the third section also it's a different length, but it has so grim, so true, so real. So we have the threes in there as well. So grim, so true, so real. So justice is raped, justice is lost, justice is done. There's three there. Pulling your strings, justice is done. Now we're cutting off. We had three set up, but we broke the pattern. And then we have grim, so true, so real. So it's really intriguing how they're using those threes. It's a section of three for the whole entire unit, but then each unit has a section of three in it, except for the middle one. And by setting a pattern and breaking it, it makes things interesting. Again, just a lot of really intriguing things going on in this song, and I know I'm running out of descriptors, but it's something to pay attention to when you're listening to music. Does this song have three hits or three words? Seek and destroy, right? That's what makes things memorable. So, I don't know. Something to point out, something I noticed. Let's keep going. I also want to point out that they are using the same pattern from the intro, or I guess the second intro, right before the first verse, but they skipped the portion where they do dee-dee-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, right? They skipped this harmonized guitar part. We're shortening it. We're compacting to get into the second verse quicker. So it's something we remember from before. We're bringing it back, but just only a little bit. And that's effective because if we did the whole entire section from before exactly as it was, we'd all be checking our watches. Get to the point, guys, get to the point. But this is cool. We're getting right to it. I also want to point out that those hits during the verses, Lars isn't ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. He isn't emphasizing them the same way. He's just sticking on that hi-hat and the snare. Boom, cha-ba-boom, cha-ba-boom. He isn't even really hitting crashes that much. He's not doing fills. He's just playing with the song. By holding back, by just playing straight and not overdoing it, you're allowing the song to groove, and that's important. As a drummer, it's not your job to do a solo the whole time. Some people think they have to be, Mike Portnoy or whatever. You don't have to do that all the time. You could just play the song, and that's what Lars is doing. Good job, Lars. So many things to love. There it is. Now we have the two. If you listen to the guitar riff here, it's basically the chorus, but it's up a little bit. I think it's on the two. I'm not sure. Okay. Justice is done. Rule of threes. Don't get the full 3. It's not 3s all the way through, obviously. I'm just saying they're using the rule of 3s in pieces to keep you interested. But I stand by it. There is a section, some music, section, next part of the song. It's still 3. Back to the intro, main riff. Here it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I want to point out the ba 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 ba. In the first part, in the intro, it was all cymbal and kick drum. Ba 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 ba. But this time, he's doing snare and cymbal. Pa 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 pa. And he's doing double kick. Bah. So it's still different. We have a similar part on the guitars, but the drums have changed. Again, keeping it fresh, keeping it true, keeping it real. We have the verse riff, melodic solo. Oh, this is the verse riff. Yeah. Okay, yeah. There's that hard stop. I'm getting amped up now. You know something's coming. We're back to so I lied. I think that first part was more of the chorus or the pre-chorus. I couldn't tell exactly. We have those while we have this nice melodic solo, and then we have the we build up, then we go back to the verse riff. But it's not the same. It's more of like a steady version, and we only see those hits towards like after like a grouping of 4, and then we have this big fill, and we have the stop, and the guitar just. It's not a slide down. It's more of I think it's a whammy thing. I don't know for sure. Now we're back to the verse riff again, but the thing that makes it different is now the cymbals. We got, instead of the hi-hat, boom, cha, boom, cha, boom, boom, he's on the cymbal. And cymbals just have an energy to them. When you hit them, it's a pa. It's just a, and it has an aggression to it. And so now this riff that was bobbing our head before has more energy behind it. We're amped up. It's really cool. That's, if you want to amp people up, take that same riff and just change from the hi-hat to the crash cymbal. We see that a lot in more of their later stuff where we start switching. I'm thinking of a lot of live stuff, but there's the end of Sad But True. We'll get into this again, where instead of the we have a and just adding that cymbal is just well done. I love it. Slow down, climb down. Back to the intro. There we are again. We're back to the intro. We started this riff in the beginning. We're bringing it back in the middle. You note that the difference is that again, it's in the drums. The guitars are all playing what they played in the intro before, even during the heavy part. Bum, 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 bum. But instead of the drums going bum, 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 ta, ta, da, da, bum, bum, now he's playing more of a laid back riff. cat, and this part gradually gets faster and faster and faster, and then they break it down to just the chords, right? So we have but then it becomes and they're building it, they're bringing it down. That might have been the rhythm from Orion. I don't know. Let's continue. Two, three, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Harmonizing. Different beat. Snares on those ones. 1, 2, 3, 1. 3, 1, 2, 3. We'll speed it up. Just the rhythm. Double kick. Just hold out that note. Back to the intro. But we get to it sooner because when we started the song, the drums got to kind of play that riff for a while. Now we're getting right back into it. Get to the point, guys. And they know you don't have the attention span to sit here for 20 minutes. Get to the point. Yeah. Yep. Doubling it up. Oh. I don't know if you can hear that. There's a pa pa stadu. He's doing snare and cymbal, and then open hi-hat, closed hi-hat. Ta ta stadu. It's just, I'm gonna rewind it just slightly, just so you can hear ba ba stadu. I don't know that I really like that. I feel like you could just go back to the hi-hat. That open part just kind of didn't really feel like it fits. That's been happening pretty much throughout the song, but I'm just now pointing it out. Let's listen for it. Right here. Nope, not there. This one. You hear that? Psst-a-doom. Unnecessary. I mean, whatever. It's there. We can't change it. But I don't know. Doesn't do it for me. Weird. We pay. So look at the change there. We changed it up. The price you pay, the price we pay. Nothing can save us. This is the harmony section from the beginning. That was wonky. There we go. This is different. This is the harmony part again, but it's not the harmony part. It's a new version of it because now we're playing the drums straight. The key or the chord progression is slightly different, I think, and they're obviously playing a little bit lower on the neck or lower in octaves. But this is a new part. I think that second, or I mean fourth, whatever you want to call it, version of the chorus. We went from the chorus to like the intro harmony part and then back to the chorus, I felt like that transition was a little, maybe not so much, that they could have gone just straight from the last chorus. And I know that I'm pretty sure that's what they do live. They skip that whole repeat section. And I think that that's a good choice. On the record though, which is the version we're grading, that one gets a for me. Just that extra bit doesn't need to be there. Let's go on with the rest of the song. Here we go. Only one. Yeah, okay. I'm air drumming the live version again. Bum bum bum. I love the playing through do 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 da da dun do 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 da da dun stop do 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 bum bum bum, and then when they're live bum 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 bow. But we're not talking about the live version. Stop it, Bryce. We're not talking about the live version. Ultimately, a lot of cool stuff going on in this song. I'm having a good time. Let's talk about the numbers. Whoosh. Lyrics. What is this song about? It is pretty clear, I think, what this one is about. People in power using money to do whatever they want, right? Putting their views on others because they just have the power to do so, and you don't have anything to say about it because you don't have the money. Money tips the scales, right? There's a lot of talk in here about money. There's a lot of talk about abuse of power. The wolves, right? They're referred to as wolves, and they're stalking at your door. Those aren't the words. Let me actually read that first verse, because I think that first verse is probably my favorite of the whole bunch. Let's see here. Halls of justice painted green. Money talking. All right, we got the whole, everything, halls of justice is painted green. Just money's everywhere. Power wolves beset your door. Hear them stalking. Here they come. The wolves are coming after you. Soon you'll please their appetite. They devour, right? You're going to do whatever they say, and they're going to just eat it up. Hammer of justice crushes you. Overpower. Pretty potent stuff, and it's real life stuff. As a matter of fact, it is now Sunday, several days after a very important election here in the US, and there is a lot of talk about justice. And I want you all to remember that anyone who has ever told you musicians should stay out of politics has not been paying attention. I don't want to say most music, but a lot of music comes out of the oppression that one feels and putting that energy towards making art. A lot of art comes out of a feeling of oppression. And so I can't speak to what Metallica was going through in the late 80s. I think this is 1988. I can't speak to what they were going through. I can't speak to what their political beliefs were then and what they are now. But I do know that they're very anti-war and they're anti-corruption. And whenever there is corruption, justice needs to be served. But sometimes the scales of justice get turned to the most wealthy. When we have wealthy people in power, we have to keep them in check. We have to keep things balanced so that they don't take that power and abuse it. We currently have someone leaving power, and I am here to say that on behalf of Midnight Notion, we believe in justice for all. So this song's meaning gets a double thumbs up from me. I am going to knock it just one little bit, and I want to explain why. They repeatedly throughout the song, one, because it's in the chorus, but it also shows up in a verse, they repeatedly use the word rape. And I don't want to glorify that. I understand the intent behind the word. It's supposed to make it sound raw and gritty and evil, what these people are doing. And I agree with depicting that. But also, I don't like just saying that, just using that word multiple times in a song could be very triggering to someone. It is not a very pleasant experience. I haven't experienced it myself, and I wish to never experience it. And I hope that none of you experience it either. It is a very gruesome thing and a very wrong thing. And we're never going to, on this channel, promote it as just something that's just a thing that happens. Because while yes, it does happen, it's not a good thing. And not once am I ever going to speak to glorifying that. I don't know know if I'm using or choosing the right words to say about this, but just by singing it multiple times, it has a very negative effect on me and to those who are affected by it. So I'm knocking it 1 point for the multiple mentions of the R word. But other than that, these lyrics are very potent, they're very strong, and I understand them. So lyrically, this one gets a 3. Instrumentation. Now, this song doesn't really have a whole lot going on instrumentally, right? There is a lot of things going on in the song, obviously, but they're not using their top of their abilities, and that's okay. I like that they're holding back. They're playing together. Like I said, they're really coming to. They're finding their sound. They're finding how they work together as a unit. So they're playing well. I don't want to knock them for not playing full speed, but I also don't think there's a whole lot going on in the song. The one thing I want to give them points for is that cool intro/interlude. I think that's really beautiful. I think it sounds cool. I think it's catchy, and I think it's well done. So overall, pretty good, right in the middle, but I'll give them an extra point for a really catchy riff. So 3 points. Composition. This one is a really cool song. You know, I love those time signature changes. They're all over the place. We got 4s, we got 6s, we got, with 2s, and we've got extra measures. We've got a lot of sections that, we got the 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, building upon that, bringing it back later, setting things up, bringing it back later, extending the sections during the solo. There's a lot of really cool stuff to follow in this song, and I think that makes it really interesting, really fun to listen to. I do have to knock it for that last chorus, that extra extended bit. Didn't feel like it fit, and I think the band knows that as well because their live version is shortened as well. So noting that, I'm just going to knock them the 1 point for that. I think it could have been just a little bit shorter. Otherwise, really great song. So compositionally, this one gets a 3. Memorability. I think this is a pretty memorable song. I think that it's something that's stuck in my head for a long time, even after the first time I heard it. The only thing that I have to say is that there isn't a really good hook. Again, this one's missing that really singable moment. You kind of have to learn the words. You can kind of get the justice is this, justice is that, justice is another thing. And you might be able to get grim, so true, so real. But there's nothing to really clearly grab onto. It's not as easy as seek and destroy or sad but true, or you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have that hook to it, that memorable moment. All of the memorability in this song is in the instrumentation, which is pretty memorable. Give them points for that. But because it's missing that lyrical hook, we'll knock them 1 point. This one, memorability, gets a 3. Emotional response. I'm having a good time. I really like this song. I'm jamming out. I'm air drumming. I'm air guitaring. I don't know. Did I air guitar? I don't remember. But I do love this song. It does hold a special place in my heart. The only thing that brings it down, like I said, is the multiple mentions of the word rape. I want you all to be kind in the comments. This is a very serious subject. We don't treat it lightly. So let's not talk about it in the comments, right? This is a very important subject, and we'll keep it. That's it. End of conversation. So that brings me down a little bit. Otherwise, great song. Really loved it. I'll give them emotional response 3 points. And so, And Justice for All gets a grand total of 15 points, putting it up. Oh, it's 10th place. Just barely squeaked in on the leaderboard, top 10. 10th place with 15 points, just beating out Whiplash. So sorry, Whiplash. We'll miss you. You had a really great run. You were up there pretty much obviously since I heard the song. So here we are, top 10, number 1, Master of Puppets. We now have Injustice for All in 10th place. Right in the middle, Ride the Lightning. A lot of exciting things going on there, and we're only 28-ish songs through. We've got so many more to go. So leave a comment down below. Be kind to one another. It's okay to have opinions on the songs. Your opinion might be different from mine. So tell me, by my point score, what score would you give the song? Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Listen to music, Midnight Notions music on iTunes, on Spotify, or wherever you get your music online. And of course, subscribe. Get us to 1,000 subscribers so you can come back tomorrow as we check out The Eye of the Beholder. I'm going to make some people mad with that one, but we'll see. Maybe not. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.